Hey guys, I am so excited to share this recipe video with you guys today. It is a super simple 3-ingredient no-bake recipe, so it is perfect for in the summer when you'd like a little treat but you don't want to heat up your house by turning on the oven. So the 3 ingredients that you will need for this super simple recipe is some milk chocolate chips, a package of cream cheese, 250 grams, as well as a package of Oreos. Now, as you can see here, I have the regular size Oreo package, and normally I like to use the family size, only because I find that the ratio to cream cheese and Oreos works out a little bit better for me, but you can totally use the regular Oreo package, as you can see that I use there. The other thing is I used regular Oreos and not double stuffed, because I do find that when you use the double stuffed, with all the cream inside the Oreos plus all of the cream cheese, the ball itself on the inside doesn't tend to hold itself together so well. It tends to kind of be a little bit more soft, and you really need them to be firm so you can cover them in the chocolate so they hold together, hold their shape. But that's just me. You do whatever you please. So to start off this recipe, I'm using my stand mixer, and you, by all means, you don't have to use a stand mixer. If you don't have one, you can use, a hand mixer with hand beaters, or you can literally just do this by hand. I actually did it by hand the first time I made this. It does take obviously a little bit longer, but it still works out just as well. So first thing is you're just going to put in the full block of the softened cream cheese in the mixer. Mix it around till it's a little light and fluffy. Then you're going to add in the full package of the whole Oreos. And this is where I find I save a lot of time by using my stand mixer, because when I made these by hand, I did have to first pre-crush the Oreos in like a little Ziploc baggie before I could mix them into the cream cheese. Whereas with the stand mixer, as you can see, I just threw them in whole, and the stand mixer does all the work for me. It would be the same thing if you used your hand mixer or your hand beaters. You could just put them in whole and the beaters would do the work for you. So that is definitely where I save some time there. So after you get those all nicely mixed, you can leave them, chunky if you like, or, more chopped up just like I did today. You're going to take a little, I believe this is like a 2 tablespoon scoop, just so all of the balls are really uniform. Again, if you don't have one of these scoops, you can just eyeball it and make them, rough approximate size for, whatever you would like. The smaller the better. I find they're more like a 2-bite truffle, which is something that I prefer, because once you add the chocolate on the top, it makes it just the perfect size for me personally. But again, do whatever you wish.
And then you get bored, and you leave me here like I'm your landlord. You come back and say I'm sorry, boo, and I know you never mean it, guess you in though. Did you call me cause you had to? Cause I'd throw your suitcase out the window. I don't need you here to feel good. No, I'm not angry, I got better things to do. Tell your friends I will be just fine. Don't need no therapist.
So once you have all of your truffles rolled out on your parchment paper lined baking tray, yes, you need that parchment paper because otherwise these truffles will stick to the baking tray. You need to put them into the freezer just so they can solidify and hold their shape together for when you are going to cover them in the chocolate. So I just dumped about half the bag of chocolate chips into a microwave safe bowl, and you start off by putting them in for 30-second increments. And after every 30 seconds, you need to make sure that you stir them around. And you have to do it for 30 seconds each time, because otherwise you can scorch the chocolate and then you cannot use it anymore. It's awful. I have done it before. I learned my lesson very quickly. So please just remember to put them in at 30-second increments, and after each 30 seconds, make sure you stir the entire bowl around, and don't leave them in until they are fully melted, like liquefied, because I find that you can tend to scorch the chocolate that way as well. What you want to do is you want to have them almost melted. You still want to have a little bit of chunk to the chocolate chip. And what will happen is as you're stirring it, when they are warm, they will actually end up fully melting themselves, and you actually get a much better melted chocolate that way. I have found that's just my experience. So as you can see here, like I was saying before, you don't want to put them in until the entire bowl of chocolate is fully melted. You can see in my bowl here, there are some slight little pieces of the chocolate chips left. And as I am stirring it around, it becomes more and more liquefied, which is what you want. You need to be very gentle when you're working with chocolate, especially when you're melting it, because again, you don't want to scorch it because you can ruin chocolate very, very quickly and very easily. I don't know about anybody else, but I love looking at melted chocolate. I don't know if that's just me and my sugar tooth talking, but I love seeing, you know, melted chocolate and the ribbons and all that stuff. Same with like pancake batter. Like, ugh, it's all just so lovely. But anyways, back to the video. So now that we have all of our chocolate nice and melted, we're going to take those truffles out of the freezer. And we're going to put them in the chocolate and coat them nicely with a thin layer of chocolate. You don't want to make it too thick because then it'll be really, really hard to bite through that chocolate to get to the truffle. So, as you can see, you put the truffle in, you knock it off quite a bit until most of the chocolate is off. And because the truffles were in the freezer and they're nice and cold, the chocolate will actually harden up on those truffles nice and quickly. You will be putting this sheet back into the freezer later on, but this is what they look like so far. So now you're just going to cover all of your truffles in chocolate.
Don't wanna wake up, I might be dreaming. I might be dreaming. You're stirring things up, my heart is beating. My heart is beating. I won't let go, I can't say no. My heart is yours, so I say here we go. You do that something to me, you do that something to my heart. I give up, you won't stop, I'm like a spinning top. You do that something to me, you do that something to my heart. I give up, you won't stop, and I keep spinning. You see right through me, do that to me, so let's do this, baby. You do that something to me, you do that something to my heart. I give up, you won't stop, I'm like a spinning top. Not used to do this, it ain't my style. It ain't my style. You see right through me, I don't wanna hide. No, I don't wanna hide. I won't let go, I can't say no. My heart is yours, so I say here we go. You do that something to me, you do that something to my heart. I give up, you won't stop, I'm like a spinning top. You do that something to me, you do that something to my heart. I give up, you won't stop, and I keep spinning. You see right through me, do that to me, so let's do this, baby.
So when you finally got all of your truffles nice and chocolatey coated, you are going to throw them back in the freezer for another half an hour, just to let that chocolate really set up and get nice and hard. And then you have these lovely little chocolatey gems. Now sometimes I like to drizzle a little bit of white chocolate over the top. That is my favorite way to have them. You totally don't have to, I just like the aesthetic of it really. But today my son and I decided that he wanted to just dip the top of the truffles in the white chocolate, so that's what we did, and it kind of made them look like snowballs, which we thought was really fun. And just remember to store these in the refrigerator so they stay nice and firm and don't melt on you. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this super easy and no-bake recipe video. If you did, don't forget to click that subscribe, like, and notification bell so you'll be the first to know when I upload a new video. And until next time guys, I will talk to you soon. Bye!